All right, strap yourselves in because today we're diving deep into XRP. And we're not just skimming the surface, no way, we're plunging straight down to the bottom, exploring some seriously bold price predictions that are sending shockwaves through the crypto world.
You could say that, yeah, big time.
We're talking potential moonshot territory for XRP, maybe even a new all-time high. We've got this fascinating article from Bitcoinist.com featuring two crypto experts.
Oh, yeah, I read that one.
Javon Marks and Natalie Dormer. And let me tell you, their insights are anything but boring. They're seeing some really bullish signs for XRP, even with the market kind of, throwing us some curveballs lately.
It is interesting to see XRP holding strong while other cryptocurrencies are, well, taking a bit of a beating. It makes you wonder what's going on behind the scenes.
Right. So let's start with Javon Marks. He's predicting XRP could hit $10.
Whoa, $10.
Now, I know that might sound like the typical moon talk, but hold on. His prediction is actually based on some serious technical analysis. He's pointing to XRP breaking through these key resistance levels, those price ceilings that can be tough to crack, and then holding its own during something called a retest phase.
Ah, the retest phase. That's more than just a fancy term, though.
I was just thinking that. What does that even mean?
It's kind of like, imagine a rocket launching into space, right?
Okay, I'm picturing it.
It has to break through the Earth's atmosphere. That's the first big hurdle.
Makes sense.
But then there's this moment where it kind of hovers for a bit, like it's making sure it's got enough power to keep climbing.
Oh, I see.
That's the retest. And if our rocket, which in this case is XRP, holds steady during this phase, it's a super strong signal that it's got the fuel for a serious upward journey.
So basically, it's like surviving a stress test. Proving XRP has what it takes to handle the pressure and potentially blast off to new heights.
Exactly, you got it. And Marx believes that's exactly what's happening with XRP right now. It's aced the test and it's all set for a potential surge.
Okay, so Marx is looking at the long game here. But what about Natalie Dormer? What's her take on XRP's near-term potential?
Well, Dormer's all about those chart patterns.
I was going to say, she's known for that, right?
And she spotted something called a bullish classic pennant formation in the 4-hour time frame.
Okay, before my eyes glaze over, can you break that down for us? That sounds a bit like, something you'd learn in an advanced crypto trading course.
Yeah, no worries. It's actually simpler than it sounds. Imagine you're watching a sailboat race.
Huh.
The boats are tacking back and forth, getting closer and closer to the finish line. That narrowing path they're sailing in, that's kind of like the pennant formation. It suggests that a breakout is coming. One boat is about to surge ahead.
I'm with you so far.
In Dormer's view, that boat is XRP, and it's headed for a price jump potentially reaching $2.80 and beyond.
Interesting. So it's not just about hitting a certain price. It's about the pattern itself, the momentum, the story that the chart is telling.
You got it. It's all about the bigger picture.
Okay, makes sense.
And there's another layer to Dormer's analysis, too. She's also noticed that XRP is interacting favorably with the 50 exponential moving average.
Okay, wait, back up a sec.
A 50 EMA, yeah.
Why is this 50 EMA thing so important?
Think of it like a trend line on a map.
Okay.
Traders use it to get a sense of where the price is heading. And when a cryptocurrency like XRP is consistently trading above this line, it suggests strong buying pressure and upward momentum.
So it's like XRP is getting this boost from this underlying current, this positive trend that's pushing it higher and higher.
Exactly. And that's another piece of the puzzle that supports Dormer's bullish outlook on XRP.
Okay, so we've got two experts here, two different approaches, but both are arriving at a bullish conclusion for XRP. But here's the big question. Are their predictions actually lining up with what's happening in the market? I mean, are we seeing any evidence of this in the real world?
That's what we need to find out.
Let's dive into the recent price action and see if the numbers tell the same story.
Let's do it.
What have we seen from XRP lately?
Well, in the past few days, XRP took a little bit of a dip, slid down to $2.30.
Oh.
But here's the interesting part. It didn't stay down for long.
Oh.
We saw a pretty quick rebound back up to $2.50. And over the past 24 hours, it's actually climbed almost 5%.
Wait, a 5% jump in a day? That's pretty impressive, especially considering the market hasn't exactly been a smooth ride lately. So it seems like XRP is shaking off the negativity and actually gaining ground.
Absolutely. And it's not just the price itself that's telling the story. We're also seeing a surge in trading volume, over 44% in the last day.
So people aren't just watching from the sidelines. They're actively jumping into the XRP game. It seems like there's a growing buzz, this sense that something big might be brewing.
It definitely feels that way. And that brings us to a really crucial question. Is this just XRP marching to its own beat? Or is it a sign of a potential turnaround for the entire crypto market?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It really is. And to answer it, we need to zoom out and look at the overall market sentiment. Is there a sense of optimism in the air, or are investors still feeling cautious?
That's a great point. Let's explore that. What are you seeing out there in the crypto landscape? Is there a reason to believe that XRP's strength might be a harbinger of good things to come for the whole market?
Well, it's never easy to predict the whims of the crypto market, but there are some signs, some little glimmers of hope peeking through the clouds.
I like the sound of that. Cautious optimism, it's like the responsible way to get excited about crypto, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But what's fueling this optimism? Give us some specifics.
Well, one thing I'm seeing is a shift away from that fear and greed mentality. Remember those crazy swings where everyone was either panic selling or FOMOing into every new project?
Oh yeah, those were rough. Checking your portfolio felt like riding a roller coaster blindfolded.
Right. But now it seems like there's this growing sense of level-headedness among investors. They're actually doing their research,
Yeah, that's good to hear.
Focusing on projects with real-world utility and not just chasing the latest hype train.
So it's like the market is maturing, becoming more discerning.
Exactly.
Less about the quick flip is more about the long-term potential.
Yeah. And that's a really healthy sign. Another positive indicator is the growing institutional interest in crypto. We're seeing more and more big players.
Who are these big players?
Like hedge funds.
Oh, wow.
Even traditional financial institutions dipping their toes into the crypto waters.
That's interesting because when those big institutions start moving in, it's usually a sign that they're seeing something worth investing in, right?
Right.
Like it adds legitimacy to the whole space.
Exactly. It's like a stamp of approval. And it's not just about legitimacy either. It also brings in a lot more capital, which can fuel further growth and innovation in the space.
So if we connect this back to XRP, could it be that its recent strength is actually a signal that the broader market is ready to turn a corner? Like XRP is leading the charge, showing the way?
It's definitely a possibility. You know how they say, a rising tide lifts all boats?
Yeah.
Well, maybe XRP is that rising tide, signaling that the crypto waters are about to get a whole lot higher for everyone.
Okay, I like where this is going. So let's do a quick recap for our listeners. We've got two prominent experts here, Javon Marks and Natalie Dormer, both giving us some pretty compelling reasons to be bullish on XRP.
Right.
Marks is pointing to those key resistance levels XRP has broken through and its resilience during the retest phase. Remember that rocket analogy?
Yeah, the rocket, good one.
And then we have Dormer. She's all about those chart patterns, specifically the bullish classic pennant.
And don't forget about the positive signals from the 50 EMA.
Right, the 50 EMA. That's like the trend line on our crypto map. And then we layered on the recent price action, that impressive rebound from the dip and the surge in trading volume, which tells us people are actually putting their money where their optimism is.
Exactly. Actions speak louder than words.
And we explored the possibility that XRP's strength isn't just a solo act. It might actually be a sign of a broader shift happening in the crypto market. Maybe those institutional investors are starting to see the potential. Maybe the market is becoming more mature and focused on real-world value. And maybe, just maybe, a new wave of growth is on the horizon.
It's a really exciting time to be watching the crypto space, but as we all know, things can change quickly. So what should our listeners be keeping an eye on? What factors could either propel XRP towards those ambitious price targets or potentially throw a wrench in the works?
That's what I want to know. What are the key things our listeners should be watching for in the coming weeks and months? What could make or break XRP's journey to the moon?
Okay, well, first and foremost, we need to talk about regulation. The crypto space is still kind of a wild west out there, and governments around the world are trying to figure out how to tame it. Any major regulatory changes could have a ripple effect on XRP's price,
Oh, I see what you did there.
either positively or negatively.
So it's like keeping an eye on the weather forecast, but for the regulatory landscape. A sudden storm could rock the boat, while clear skies could mean smooth sailing ahead.
That's a great way to put it. Another factor to watch is adoption. Remember, cryptocurrencies are more than just speculative assets. They have the potential to revolutionize how we transact and interact with the world. The more widely XRP is used in real-world applications, the greater its value is likely to become.
So it's not just about hype, it's about utility. About real-world use cases that demonstrate XRP's value and drive demand.
You got it. Think about it like this. If XRP becomes the go-to solution for cross-border payments, or if it starts being used to facilitate microtransactions in the gaming industry, or even to track supply chains, then its value is going to skyrocket because it's actually solving real-world problems.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so regulation and adoption are two huge factors.
Yeah.
What else should our listeners be paying attention to?
Well, we can't forget about the overall market sentiment. Remember that crypto mood ring I mentioned earlier?
Yeah.
If the market as a whole turns bearish, even the most promising projects can get dragged down. But if the sentiment remains positive, it could create a tailwind that propels XRP even higher.
It's like surfing. You need the right wave, the right momentum to really catch a good ride.
That's a great analogy. And lastly, I'd say it's crucial to stay informed about any major developments within the XRP ecosystem itself.
What kind of developments are we talking about here?
Well, for example, are there any new partnerships being formed? Are there any updates to the technology that could enhance its functionality or scalability? Are there any major announcements from Ripple, the company behind XRP, that could impact its future? All of these things can influence investor confidence and ultimately the price.
So it's not enough to just follow the price charts. You need to understand the bigger picture, the underlying forces that are driving the market.
Exactly. Knowledge is power, especially in the crypto world.
Well said. This deep dive has been an incredible journey so far, really. We've explored expert predictions, analyzed price action, and uncovered some of the key factors that could shape XRP's future, both the exciting possibilities and the potential pitfalls.
It's a wild ride for sure.
But before we wrap things up, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought-provoking question to ponder. We've talked about regulation and adoption and market sentiment, all these big factors. But what about the wild cards? What about those unexpected events? Those game changers that could totally reshape the landscape for XRP.
You're thinking like a true crypto strategist, always looking for those hidden opportunities and potential pitfalls.
Got to stay ahead of the game, right?
Exactly. So let's play a little game of what if. What if, for instance, a major global institution, like maybe even a central bank, announces they're adopting XRP for cross-border payments?
Okay, now that would be huge. We're talking a seismic shift, not just for XRP, but for the entire financial system. Imagine the ripple effect, pun intended, if a central bank legitimizes XRP on that scale.
It would be massive.
It could trigger a massive wave of adoption and send the price through the roof.
Yeah, it would be like a seal of approval from the ultimate authority. A validation that XRP is more than just a speculative asset. It's a real player in the global financial arena.
But let's flip the script for a second. What if, on the other hand, there's a major security breach? Or a vulnerability is discovered within the XRP ledger?
Ooh, that's a scenario we definitely don't want to see play out. Security is paramount in the crypto world, and any breach could seriously damage XRP's reputation.
And send investors running for the hills.
Exactly. It would be a major setback, not only for XRP, but for the broader crypto space as well. Trust is so hard-earned and so easily lost, especially in such a decentralized and, let's face it, often volatile market.
It's a delicate balance, isn't it? This potential for innovation and disruption on one side, but also the inherent risks and uncertainties that come with any emerging technology.
That's the nature of the game, for sure. Cryptocurrencies are still in their early stages of development, and there's a lot of experimentation and evolution happening as we go. It's a high-risk, high-reward world. And that's part of what makes it so fascinating, right?
Absolutely. This deep dive has been an absolute whirlwind of information and insights, honestly. We've explored expert predictions, analyzed price action, uncovered the key factors that could shape XRP's future, both the exciting possibilities and the potential pitfalls.
It's been quite the journey.
And remember, listeners, this is just the beginning of your own research journey. We've given you some valuable tools and insights, but there's always more to learn and discover out there.
Always something new to explore.
Don't just take our word for it. Dig deeper. Explore the world of XRP and see what you uncover. Who knows, maybe you'll be the next crypto expert with a game-changing prediction.
And if you are, be sure to come back and share it with us.
This has been an amazing deep dive. Thanks for joining us on this epic XRP adventure, listeners. We'll catch you next time on The Deep Dive.